For the nostalgia section, I've selected a day trip to Sentosa, a small island in front of Singapore city center, a place designed to be magical. It was a family-friendly venue with various attractions, some educational and some other pure entertainment. I've selected for this episode a particular visit. It was neither the first nor the last. I selected it because it was related to some friends who unexpectedly called a few days ago after a good 20 years. In this visit, we have not stayed for the musical fountains, nor visited the corallarium shaped inside like a boat and having Enya as background music. The days at Sentosa have been always happy, without worries, without regrets of wasting a full day doing, well, nothing. There is no ocean horizon because all ships want to stay in Singapore territorial waters for safety. Yes, pirates are a thing in that region. Another reason to select this particular trip to Sentosa is the visit to Fort Siloso, the big failure of the British defenses in World War II. The Japanese invasion came from the north through Malaysia, rendering the big guns facing the sea useless. This story will link later on with another place now in 2024.
This place is out of bounds.
We discovered this church 30 years ago when we were walking the deserted streets of downtown Singapore on a Sunday morning. It was open, but nobody inside, despite fresh flowers on display. For the next 2 years, we continued to come Sunday mornings with some regularity, but we never encountered anybody. Only the flowers have been changed and always one candle was burning. We always added another two. Strangely enough, the flowers were matching the friends and family events back home, birth, death, and everything in between. Sometimes the flowers gave us a hint even before receiving a letter later on. The email was not widely used at that time. Accidentally, at some point, we found the phone number of the person taking care of the property and we talked just before we left Singapore. So this place has a special meaning for us despite having a different background. The Armenian community was always small, having at peak less than 100 people in the 30s, but it was slowly dissipated by 1950. We have been surprised to find people inside now in 2024. According to Wikipedia, in the early 2000s, it was the very first direct immigration from Armenia to Singapore. In the following picture, we can recognize Lee Kuan Yew on the left, universally considered as the father of the modern Singapore. It is amazing how Singapore has preserved this heritage monument of a population that has disappeared for 50 years, and it was never numerous to start with. Just around the corner, it is a street that takes us to the Fort Canning Park. We had to squeeze between all the people having a community picnic. Fort Canning was originally facing the ocean, thus the lighthouse. Now the ocean is far, far away. Singapore was the most important British military base in Southeast Asia. The fall of Singapore in World War II was the largest and also the most embarrassing failure, maybe worse than the retreat at Dieppe, but still remained pale in comparison with the lost Battle of Gallipoli in World War I. It all happened in a single week, in February 1942. The Japanese held Singapore until the end of the war. After the museum, we will visit the Battle Box, a bunker constructed between 1936 and 1941. It is located 10 meters deep and the reinforced concrete walls are 1 meter thick. While it has 29 rooms, it was considered way too small for its scope. We have been dropped at the entrance and the door has been locked behind us.
Hold your signals.
The fort was occupied by the Japanese after the British surrender and concealed after they left. It took until 1988 when it was rediscovered. The Battle Box reopened to the public on 15 of February 2024, operated by a non-profit organization. While admission is free, a donation is suggested. We are going to visit now the most controversial attraction in the Fort Canning Park, the Tree Tunnel. It is nothing else than a ridiculously long line up to take selfies on the stairs.